Hello. Not long after I finished filming my vlog yesterday, I started feeling really quite unwell. So I don't need sympathy and all of that, don't need prayers and thoughts, don't need love sent. It is just to let you know I'm not feeling very good. So I had what I can only guess is a fairly sudden Hashimoto's attack yesterday, because all the symptoms were typical of a Hashimoto's episode that I get. So I was head to toe in pain. I was talking to Trish over at Willow Creek Homestead. I must say my hair follicles hurt, and underneath my toenails hurt, and everything in between hurt. So this wasn't an internal pain. This was it was sort of skin and muscles just below the skin. My clothes were hurting when they were touching me. Anyway, it was all, it was what it was. So I had a very, very quiet afternoon and evening yesterday. And the good news is I woke up this morning in considerably less pain. It's almost all gone. I do feel a bit wiped out now. And looking back on my vlogs from the last couple of days, the tail end of Sunday's vlog that went out Monday, I'm already going grey, so it was obviously on its way, but hey ho. So this morning, after a very slow start, which the birds didn't appreciate very much, but they did all get out and they were all fed and watered, so that was fine. But after that, I came into the greenhouse because I really, really want to get some seeds on the go. So here they are. Several trays of seeds have been sown, and then as you can see, there's grit on the top of them, and this is for a couple of reasons. One is to try and deter slugs, because they're not a huge fan of it sliming over grit, slugs or snails, and the other is to try and deter the numerous cats that live locally, including Monty, from using these trays of compost as either a litter tray or what's actually in some ways more destructive is a great place to sleep, because the compost warms up and then they like to use them almost like a hot water bottle. So I'm hoping that will deter him a little bit. And the other good reason for putting grit on top of your seeds is that when you water them, it doesn't whoosh the compost everywhere. It holds the compost into place, so you're less likely to have your seeds dislodged from their place. Doesn't mean you won't, it just means it's less likely. So I've planted some red cabbage, Savoy cabbage, January King cabbage, red kale, Cavalota Nero kale, some mange too, broad beans, and some asparagus. That won't be ready for 3 or 4 years, but better to get it in now than later. And some leeks and a few other bits and pieces that I will tell you about at a later date. So that's the seed planting started off, and I've spent the rest of the day on the sofa very quietly, not moving very much, to try and let the worst of this sneaky Hashimoto's attack go. I'm just hoping that it was just a blip, that it's something I've eaten that's triggered it, or I don't know what it is. But so I'm working as best as I can by not working on getting rid of the effects of this particular blip. They happen, they come, they go. I may go back to the doctors and ask for another blood test, because I've had quite a lot of allergy reactions and things recently, and that's usually a fairly good sign that my meds aren't quite right. So I'll go back, ask for another blood test, and it may well be that they need to adjust my thyroxine levels a bit. Other than that, there is very little happening today. Mr. J is working on some of his projects in the house, and I am I'm on social media basically chatting with friends. And the other bit of news is that last night it sounded very heavy-hearted then, it wasn't meant to be. Last night Mr. J and I candled the duck eggs to see how many were fertile, and there were 15 eggs in the incubator, and only 5 were fertile, and we made the decision that we don't want to just raise 5 little ducklings, because chances are we'll only end up with 2 or 3 out of the 5. So we've scrapped that hatching, as it were, and this morning I have put a fresh batch of eggs into the incubator. So it will now be another 28 to 30 days before we have ducklings, but much better that we have a few more ducklings at a time. It's it's an economics thing. I really don't want to be raising only 1 or 2 ducks on their own. I think they are better off in a group. Anyway, that's all from me today. It was only a short one. It was just to let you know what's going on. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you can join me again tomorrow.